Hi, I'm Tate. Like most Americans, I've gotten sick and tired of government gridlock. Somehow the two sides of the political spectrum, the Republicans on the right and the Democrats on the left, can't seem to get together to compromise on anything, whether that's at the United States Congress or whether that's at the state legislature. It's become so polarized that nothing is getting done. And I've come to realize that the way our voting districts are set up has a big impact on this. And so today I'd like to tell you about the physics of redistricting, how our redistricting process contributes to the polarization. Let's consider two districts. Here's District 1 and here's District 2. Each of which has about half Democratic voters and half Republican voters. And so when the election comes up, a Democratic candidate and a Republican candidate vie for people's votes, and in the debate they would need to compromise to get some voters from the other side to come over to theirs. So a Democrat would have to try to get Republican voters to come over and vote for him or her, and in like manner, a Republican candidate would have to have Democrats come over. And so in the debate process, the forces where the Democrats are pulling to the left and the Republicans are pulling to the right tend to cancel each other, and therefore would lead candidates to move more toward the middle to try to get the voters from the other side. And that could happen in both of these districts, A and B. So let's suppose that now my party, pick Democrat or Republicans, has control of the legislature, and we want to make things safe for us. And furthermore, we'd like to make things bad for the other side. And so I'm going to redistrict these two districts and make them safe for the voters in my party. So I'm going to take the part of the district that has mostly Democrats, and I'm going to move it over here, and I'm going to adjust the geographical lines so that it encloses most of the Democratic voters from each of these two districts. So now I have two districts. One is mostly Democratic voters, and one is mostly Republican voters. So now we have two different districts, but they would tend to elect candidates from within their own party. So let's see what happens in that redistricting process and in the subsequent election. In this case, if you're a Democratic voter, your choice is likely to be between Democratic candidates who vie for the nomination. If you're a Republican in this district, your vote's not going to count for much. You might have a Republican candidate, but that candidate's not likely to get elected. So what happens is, if you have two Democratic candidates vying for the nomination, then that's going to tend to bring somebody who's more in the center of this Democratic pool, but more away from the center. And in like manner, the Republicans would tend to elect somebody who would be more to the right. In other words, the forces would tend to pull the candidates more to the right. And we're starting to see this play out in some of the districts right here in Virginia, where moderate Republicans, for instance, are being challenged by people that are more to the right, and moderate Democrats are being challenged by people more to the left. And so when you get elected officials based on that, then the Democrats would be more to the left and extreme, and the Republicans more to the right, and that yields elected officials who are farther apart from an ideological standpoint. And if this plays out across multiple districts, across the state, across the nation, then what you tend to have is more extreme candidates being elected. So this redistricting process, through which a party in power tries to manipulate the districts to support its own candidates and make things difficult for the opposing party, has a strong impact on gridlock in the government.